Islam. I've been traveling. It's the first time that I'm here in Australia. I've been traveling and I get this strength every time. I don't know you personally, but I can feel you because we all have this common thing. Allah, make salat, la ilaha illallah. We all have a consciousness. And it's just beautiful that we don't have to be each other. Like you guys, you're not looking at me like, oh, Umar is a celebrity, because I'm not. I'm just Muslim, just like you. I'm just Muslim. And I guarantee you that half of you have more beautiful stories, challenging stories, just like me. So we all in this thing together. We all the same. We all strengthen each other. You know, we all, honestly, we just hold tight with one another, just like Allah says in the Quran. We don't look at each other's differences and each other's levels and where they are. And we just like, man, alhamdulillah, I'm glad you're here at the masjid. That's what we're supposed to be. You here at the masjid. You could be somewhere else. You know, you could be doing so many different other things. But we here and we making salat. May Allah accept us. You know, and that's, you know, something I want to share. I do. Coming out of, well, I mean, and my goal now, let me tell you, my goal is I really want to do good. I understand for all of us, our responsibility, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it says in the Quran that He have made man in charge of the earth, vicegerents on the earth. We are in charge of the earth. So we have to make this place better. We not like everybody else, being that we're Muslim. So we can't act like everybody else. You know what I mean? I can't act like I'm Hollywood and, yes, bring my tea. Ha ha ha. You know what I mean? I can't act like that. What is this? You know what I mean? When the character of the Prophet ﷺ he was the prophet chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sitting there with direct messages from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I mean, he wasn't even celebrity, if you will. He wasn't a celebrity, but, you know, but I mean, in my opinion, he would have been the best fit to call himself a celebrity, since, you know, I mean, he made, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose him, and he made the mi'raj and everything. But he said, even I don't know what will become of me. And he's carrying wood, and he's working just like everybody else. He didn't put himself high above. And that's the thing that I love about Islam, because Islam teaches you that you are just like everybody else. Everybody is created from a congealed drop of blood, from a despicable fluid where we come from something that's gross to you know what I mean? That's where we all come from, and now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have made us into something and given us the ability to think, see, talk, and then we all of a sudden we start thinking that we all that in a bag of chips. Now we start thinking that, yeah, I'm me, I'm this, I'm that, I'm tough. And that's not what it's about, man. And that's Hollywood. It's all hype. Hollywood is hype. Islam is love. Islam is love, is comforting. Salat, spiritual strengthening. And I mean, I talk about these things because I'm experiencing it. And if you youngsters, please believe me. The streets, man, please, don't waste your time trying to be hard. Look at TV. I'm telling you, the cameras is rolling. They not hard. They scared. They have bodyguards and bulletproof vests and all kind of stuff. But I could sound real good on TV. Yeah, I dare somebody step up to me. I sound hard. I sound real gangster. But I'm not really gangster. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gangster. That's not the look. That's not the image. Because you are more powerful as a Muslim, being confident to say you're a Muslim when nobody wants to hear it. When it's hard to say it. Just with your strength in this side of this ayah, forgive me, it's on my iPod, I don't want to turn it out because I'm still studying, but I got caught up on this ayah inside the Quran that Allah says that He put an angel before us and an angel behind us. As Muslim, we don't have to be afraid. We don't have to be anything else. You know what I mean? We don't have to be a gangster. We don't have to be a celebrity. We don't have to be famous. We don't have to, the love that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, He told the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, He said, when I love somebody, I call out to Angel Jibril and I say, oh Angel Jibril, I love so-and-so. This is Sahih Hadith, Sahih Muslim, Sahih Bukhari. He says, I love so-and-so, so you too love him. And then Angel Jibril says he go to the rest of the angels and say, oh angels. For example, what's your name? Huh? Qusay. Oh, Allah loves Qusay, so you too love Qusay. And so then the angel, all the rest of the, after Angel Jibril tells the rest of the angels, then Angel Jibril calls out to the earth. And he says, oh earth, Allah loves Qusay, so you too love Qusay. And you are met with love from the creation, from all of the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from the trees, from the wind, from the water. This is powerful, man. I'm telling you, it's powerful. It's also the other side. When Allah don't like you, then He call out, I don't like him. We won't use Qusay in that. We want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to always love Qusay. But just, you know what I mean, for references, you know, it's the same, vice versa. So we want to make sure that we are getting that love from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We want to do whatever we can do so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can say He loves us. That's powerful. Our power in that is to know that all power belongs to Allah. And when you walk, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has His protection. It's real. It's not like the stories inside of the Quran. The stories inside of the Quran is not there for us to just, yeah, I read that surah. Oh yeah, that's the story of Moses. Yeah, oh, story of Yusuf. It's motivation. It's for motivation to let you know of what happened before. They said that one of the sheikhs was sharing with me. He said, do you understand the reason why these stories is inside of the Quran? He said, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was motivating Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, was motivating him, telling him of what happened to people before that really believed and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them victorious. How He still continued to bless them. He tried them and how He blessed them and what was the end result. So He gave them these stories. And He relate these stories, and now we still have the same stories to motivate us to stay good. Period. Stay good. Stay firm on faith. Stay. Allah got you. If Allah is with you, I mean, there's nothing that anybody can say, do, to harm you or cause you any pain. And this is what we got to remember. We got to get that through ourselves. Because, I mean, our minds be working. But we have to understand, nobody can harm you unless Allah say they can harm you. So it's not about the person that's harming you. I need to find out, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote that. I got to go to the source. The source. If I'm mad, if I'm upset, I need to go to the source. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, please forgive me. Make me not be upset. Make me not be mad. Make me better so that you don't cause me that have to go through trial after trial. Because we go through trial after trial so that we can learn. And the reason why a lot of us go through trial after trial so we can learn is because we're not paying attention to what happened before. When the wise man said that a wise person or wisdom is a person who learned from other people's mistakes. Why are we going to turn around and make the same mistakes as everybody else making? Why I got to follow in the same footsteps of Jay-Z or Kanye before I understand Allah is the greatest? Before I understand it's not about me showing off. Before I understand that, why do I have to do that? They already made this mistake for me. I don't have to make the same mistake. I'm supposed to elevate from that so that I can be able to hopefully pull them up. In Islam, we don't disown nobody. We care about everybody, like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We want to pull, and said the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if you seen hell, you wouldn't want nobody to go there. Nobody. Even the person that we think we so mad at, the one we think we can't stand. Something inside of our hearts is inclined to care for each other, regardless. And think about it. If you see a car accident, your first response is not, are they Muslim? Your first response is to, I gotta help. Somebody is hurting. Your first response is to help. That's who we are. And we have to continue to be those people, to be them ones that remind other people of who they are. We have to lead by example. So, alhamdulillah, inside of whatever skill that Allah blessed you to have. Allah has blessed me. I'm grateful to have a skill. And I pray that Allah, that I use it for good. Because in every skill that Allah give us, we can use it for bad. It can either take us to Jannah or Jahannam. Either way. Even if it's a good skill. Even if it's not any ikhtilaf. Like magic, he does tiling. He can use his tiling and doing floors for the wrong reasons. Painting, you can paint for the wrong reasons. You can act, you can be a comedian for the wrong reason. It's very challenging. Now, alhamdulillah, I'm doing comedy. I didn't start out doing halal comedy. I call it halal comedy, and Muslims be like, how is this halal comedy? I don't know. But it's I call it because now I wanted to make sure that everything that I say has to be good. And the Prophet ﷺ, he says that the person who lies to make people laugh will have a seat in Jahannam. So we can't lie even when we joke. And it was one of the times when the hadith, when the lady come to the Prophet, it was an elderly lady, she come to the Prophet, and then she said, would there be old people, she asked the question, will she be in Jannah? Would the elderly be in Jannah? And the Prophet ﷺ said, there's no old people will be in Jannah. And she walked away, she was crying, and they had to go back to the Prophet ﷺ, was like, hey, Messenger of Allah, she crying, she upset. He was like, oh no, call her back. I was just, he was telling the truth. He said, I was just joking that you will be young again in Jannah. You're going to make it. And I was like, wow, if I could kind of be strategic like that in my writing to try to remind people about Allah and remind people to be good and do good, then I can call it halal. Bismillah. So this is how I started to go to work and to try to use it in a way where I can give da'wah to non-Muslims. And I'm grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I've been moving around and giving da'wah, and most non-Muslims, man, subhanAllah, they've joined me. I started this tour because we have this thing, I don't know, have y'all heard of Islamophobia? Well, they made up a word over in America and about people that's scared of Muslims. They got a phobia about Muslims. Oh, they're Muslims. They have that. I don't know where it comes from. It's crazy, but they have it now. And the word isn't going into the dictionary. And it's a big deal. You can teach it in classrooms. Islamophobia, And I said, wow, we have joined this team because it's non-Muslims that don't agree with Islamophobia also. And it's called Fanatical Comedy Tour. You could see it, Fanatical. It's Muslim, Christian, and Jew. Muslim, Christian, Jew that's coming together to try to make a difference. But guess what? It's all spearheaded by Muslims. It's all spearheaded by Muslims, and now the non-Muslims is joining us in the effort to remind people to be good people, to have good character. That example alone has me tell you guys, listen, the gangsters that you see or that you know, or the youth that might want to, be Lil Wayne, please don't want to be Lil Wayne. please, I mean, I'm serious, man. Do not want to be Lil Wayne. Make dua for Lil Wayne. That Allah guide Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? This is what I have to do. You know, I don't want to be, I impersonate different Hollywood actors, and in my mind, I make them Muslim. You know what I mean? It's what we're going to be doing Monday night with the halal comedy. I talk about Chris Tucker. What's Chris Tucker's Muslim? You know, and I said, imagine if he was Muslim and he would, Assalamu alaikum, man. You know, it's all for Allah. It's all for Allah. This is what we need to do. You know what I mean? This is what we be doing. We're going to do this Monday. Alhamdulillah. And now I'm going to make, you know, I have some other, like Elmo. We're going to make Elmo Muslim. You know, that's what the comedy is all about. You know, Elmo be Muslim, Chris Tucker be Muslim. Even I tell people, imagine if before Allah took him, some people say he had shahada, I don't know. Michael Jackson, imagine if he was Muslim and what things we can do. This is how the comedy, what I talk about in the comedy. And then I talk about my different experiences as a Muslim. And I travel. And alhamdulillah, we have fun, but then we also teach. You see, and that's how, you know, I call it halal comedy, just to introduce the halal comedy. And make dua that Allah accepts it, that it's good, you know, because the intention is for it to be good. And then to be inspiring and to have a balance between fun and how do you say, what's the balance? You have fun, but then you also teach at the same time. Not like I'm a teacher or nothing like that. I don't want to be that, like that. But, you know what I mean, just to have some da'wah and to have fun and to invite people. Become more inviting to Islam. Have a character that people can approach you. You know, people always say, I wanted to talk to Muslims, but I was scared to approach them because, you know, they seemed so serious, or, you know, he had this frown on his face. Sometimes Muslims we do. Sometimes we just be in deep thought, thinking about the day. But then some people come by like, oh, that Muslim here, Islamophobia, he's angry. I know. They don't understand, man. We people too. We have things that go on in our life. You know, we frown and we smile. So, I mean, just getting all of that stuff out there. Inshallah, if you can, come out Monday night. Oh, good. He has all the information about Monday night, inshallah, if you can. And if you see something wrong, keep it to yourself and make dua. And the reason why I said that because it's so many times that we focus on the wrong than seeing the value of the right, or what I might think is wrong or not the best. I would say make dua, because in all of us, we all have, bi-ithnillah, by the permission of Allah, we have good intentions. We have good intentions, and the strength of the brotherhood to keep you up is so beneficial. Because, man, I tell you, it's so discouraging as a Muslim and being in Hollywood to have everybody come up to me, haram, 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 boom, boom, boom. I just get beat up, man. I feel like I've been playing rugby. And I don't even know how to play. I'm scared to play rugby. Oh, it's something else. I was like, well, watching it on YouTube. But it feels like that. But what's more encouraging is when you come and you be like, oh, man, alhamdulillah, I have an idea, Omar. Maybe if you can say this instead of this might be more beneficial. Then I feel like we're on the same team. It's more uplifting. Except the other one, get out of here. Don't come back. Because, you know, I mean, it's like, oh, no, I don't want that. I want to do good. You know what I mean? I want to do good. And I think even in that, from all of us at the same time, even as youth, for some of the elders, I want to say that to you too, from the youth, and we kind of different now. I mean, I guess I could still say I'm youth, but I got an 18-year-old son with me, so he's more youth than me. Alhamdulillah. But we kind of different now, what I've been paying attention to. We kind of soft, if you will. Now, 2011 and 2012, the youth, we kind of soft, more soft. We need a little bit more sensitivity. I don't know if that's a good thing. I pray it is. But, you know what I mean, we just need a little bit more of a hug than that tough love. And we grew up with a lot of tough love. But the world, the dunya, is tough already. It's tough. Then I can imagine you youngsters going to school. My kids go to school. They go to public school. Some of you Muslims go to public school. It's tough to hear all of this hate about Muslims, and you know better. And people, you just really want them to understand and want them to get it, but they don't. And they have formed their own mind. I'm telling y'all, it's tough. And even for the Muslims, they're on the front line. I mean, because I got my hoodie on, I got my little beanie, but you wouldn't know automatically that I'm Muslim unless I told you. But to see a Muslima in hijab, she's on the front line all the time. All the time. And it's tough. It's really tough. And our expectations, instead, when they come home, all right, we beat them up. What did you just do? Why did you say this? What did you do that? We forgot. She's already been beat up in the dunya every time, just from people looking at her and tapping on each other. Look, there's another one. Look, there's another one. There's another one. Oh, they got friends? Oh, she's smiling. I can't believe it. They're happy. They seem happy. I'm serious, man. If we can hear the whispers that behind the scenes, it's crazy. People really don't get it. They forgot that. They think that we're kind of Martians or something, that we're not people, we're not human. They just be looking at us. So, inshallah, let's be a little more lovely with each other. Let's have more of a balance, with more love and more encouraging. And I can see that you guys have been doing that. And especially, alhamdulillah, I met the sheikh, and he's, MashaAllah, he has a warm heart, you know. And then we, as youth, on the other side, for the elders, we have to be more supportive. They've been working so hard, man. So hard. That's why we have this masjid, you know what I mean, here. Masjids all around the world. It's the parents and the elders that's been working so hard to have a facility, some place where people can go and make salat. And you know what we do as youngsters, and I know because I've been making the same mistake, we be in them streets. We don't be here to help. And that's why they really be mad, honestly. They were like, man, y'all still running around playing, y'all don't get it. We have youth, we have to be more supportive of the elders. Let's bring it together. And then that would make them be more encouraging and supportive of us, and make them be able to listen back and forth. And when we can do that, oh, subhanallah, when the youth and the elders can click and be together as one in Jama'at, like we are in Salat, man, it's subhanallah, the communities will flourish and more people will enter into Islam, because more people will be looking at you as an example and saying, man, you have a relationship with your dad? You have a lot of people don't have this. You guys, who is that? Is that your father? No, he's like one of my fathers. It's like my uncle, but he's not my uncle. And I have tons of them, and they look out for me, and they're encouraging, and they're supportive. And it's like, man, I want to be like y'all. I do what I got to do. That's Islam. So for the message for the elders and the youth, and let's pay attention. Sometimes as youngsters, we be in our own world, man. We Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, kitab watch kitab. I don't know the correct Arabic pronunciation for it, but either way, it's a big distraction. And sometimes we don't even go to them and say, hey, what are we doing for the masjid? Or what programs are we doing for the masjid? Or, yeah, Sheikh, what can I help with? You know how much ajr you get for helping? I don't want to put him on the spot. But, I mean, he's only in a position because Allah wrote for him to be in a position. You know what I mean? You don't just be an imam for the most part. You know, you don't make yourself an imam and then I have a flock of people come pray with me. You know, this doesn't, I mean, It doesn't really work out like that. It's only a chosen few that might have masjids like that. But it's not a lot. And then you wouldn't even really know it. But he's only in a position because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put him there and made him be there. And then sometimes he feels like he's by himself because sometimes he need the youngsters and the elders is already tired. You know, they have to get some rest because they've been working all day long too. So I'm just saying, I'm just trying to tell us some things that I've experienced and things that from the different sheikhs and the different imams that talk to me, I'm grateful, that complain to me, Omar, why you ain't here? You know what I mean? Well, what's going on? Help. And then for my father was an imam, alhamdulillah, may Allah have mercy on him. And I remember he said, you have to be there. Show up. Show up, man. Your presence alone is support if you're there. And then you go a step further. Hey, Mom, what can I help do? And then don't look for money or return sometimes. Come on. Money will come. And one of the sheikhs had told me a hadith, he said that if you go to focus on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will have the dunya eating out of your hand like pets at the zoo. It's real. We don't have to chase dunya. Dunya will come to you. You don't have to chase it. You work, but your consciousness, your focus have to be on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It has to be. Like, what can I do? So even if some of you might be actors or comedians, focus on what can you do for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the one thing, Hollywood, I'm grateful. I'm not in this lifestyle that I want to be famous. I'm grateful. It's only from Allah. And I'm saying, oh Allah, please make me never go back the other way, because we just don't know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do this. We don't know. You know what I mean? You can never think like you all right and you got this thing together. You just don't know. All of us is at the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For real. For real, for real. Like, period. We at Allah's mercy. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know. So I'm focused on making movies that we can relate to. Stories that we can relate to as Muslim. And I'm not afraid to put Muslim inside of the movie, all throughout the movie. And they're not terrorists. You understand? They're not terrorists. And they're not bad people. Because that's a handful of Christians, Muslims, and Jews that's bad people. And we capitalize off of that in Hollywood. But where's our story? Where's like, for instance, an example, how this masjid came, how this youth center came to place. That would be a great movie. And at the end of it, you have the imam, he's giving Salat al-Jummah. And all of the people come in groves. That's a happy ending. You know what I'm saying? This is stories that how, you know what I mean, they couldn't find enough money and the people didn't want to sell the building, and how do we have to expand, and how many bake sales and fundraisers we had to do, and the upsets and the downsets. That's an inspiring movie. And if we was to watch it, be like, wow, subhanAllah, man, we'd be making dua. We need these kind of movies. We don't always need you know what I mean, these thugged out gangster movies. Just everybody want to be a thug or a gangster. That's whack. But where's the people that really want to be somebody to help the community and make a change for the community, for the world, to make it a better place? Not just Superman or Hancock. You know what I'm saying? Not just stuff like that. For something for real, to remind people about who they really truly are. You are a servant of Allah. You've been blessed by Allah to eat, breathe, sleep, see. You know what I'm saying? We owe Allah. There's nothing that we can do in this world to pay Allah back for everything that He's given us. We can never. We owe Allah. So the minute we start wilding out and thinking that we better than everybody else, or I'm more Muslim than anybody else, or I'm on the Sirat al-Mustaqim, or I'm better than you because you're not Muslim, or my skills, I'm the best this, I'm the best that. We forgot. Already, we forgot. Allah don't like that. He says it in Surah Al-Luqman. In Surah Al-Luqman, and then inshallah we're going to close. Because this surah is very dear to me, because it was my father's name. And the message in it is that it was to the youth. He was speaking to his son. And when he spoke to his son, and he said, do not ascribe partners to Allah. This is the gravest sin. Now, on no level, there's nothing greater than Allah. I'm not greater than Allah. The skills Allah gave me is not greater than Allah. Nothing is greater than Allah. Don't ascribe any partner, no celebrity. Nobody can get you to Jannah or make you rich or make your life better except Allah. Period. Nobody can have you a happy family, a white picket fence, and a happy home except Allah. Period. Don't ascribe partners to Allah. Period. And then the message come from about our parents. About our parents, how she went weanings of weakness through weakness, pain through pain. It's nothing that we can do to be able to repay our mothers and our fathers for the works that they give, that Allah used them to bring us into this world. We owe them. It's nothing. So when we start lashing out, talking back, being disrespectful, read Surah Al-Luqman. Read Surah Al-Luqman and start understanding. My father used to tell me, because I feel you, sometimes feel like Umi be tripping. But my dad used to say, when she's right, and when she's wrong, she's right. Period. And I didn't understand that for the longest, but it makes sense from Surah Al-Luqman. It doesn't matter. If Umi is wrong sometimes, so what? We don't have to stand there and fight her. We have to just, khalas, man, alhamdulillah, it's okay. Because it's nothing that I can do to repay her. Period. And Abby, first 3 times, I know the father's just like, hey man, what about us? And then Abby, you see what I'm saying? And then Abby. And then even Allah goes further on in Surah Al-Luqman. Please read it. And so it goes further on when he says, even if she is trying to get you to worship, remember, back to the first thing. If she's trying to get you to ascribe partners beside me, don't obey her with that. But be her companion in kindness and patience, because both of your return, all of your return is to me. You still got to be nice. You still don't have the right to be disrespectful. You understand? It's from Allah, but this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he goes on to say that anything that you do that's in the dark, that's hidden, because sometimes we only be Muslim when we at the youth center at UMA, and when we out with our friends, we be wilding out. Well, Allah says, even inside, if it's in a rock, if it's in a dark place hidden inside of a rock, whether it's in the heavens or in the earth, Allah will bring it out. He know already because he is aware. Period. He know what we doing even when the imam and the sheikh don't see us. He know. Allah already knows. And then he goes on to say, what you do, how you handle things. Establish the salat. Establish the salat. This is a big deal for us as youngsters, because we get caught up and we forget about salat because we don't understand the importance of salat. Salat is what's going to ground us. Allah established the salat. Establishing salat means that your consciousness is about, so you don't plan your day around salat. You plan your salat around the day. Your salat has to be, did I say that right? You plan the day around salat. Excuse me. You have to plan the day around salat. That means when you're working, okay, when's break? All right, yes, I got to make dua right then. You know it. It's on schedule. It's on schedule. I'm going to be in school As soon as I get a break right there, okay, I'm gonna raise my hand and say I gotta go to the bathroom just so that I can go and make salat. Or inshallah, if Allah give us strength, then we'd be able to say, excuse me, teacher, I gotta go make prayer right quick. I'll be back in 2-3 minutes. It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long for you to make salat. But you have to establish that I need, you know what I mean, I gotta pray. I have to make salat because this is what's gonna give you strength, spiritual strength, I promise. So salat is very important. And then Allah says, when you establish salat, and then, you be patient in conducting all your affairs. You be patient. You patiently stand firm. You patiently hold on. Even when it's rough. This is the best way to command your affairs because you are in charge. You understand? And one of the sheikhs that said, I was listening to him speak, and they was like, oh, and we do this because I did it myself. Oh, the imam gonna do it. The imam is there. The imam is there. He's the imam. He got it. And then the sheikh was like, that's whack. All of you are imams. You're imam of something. Even if you're just imam of your limbs. You're responsible for what your hands do, where your feet go, what your eyes looking at, or staring at, I should say. Yeah, staring. You know, you're an imam of something. You're in charge. So the best way to conduct your affairs is be patient and at times of adversity, when it's hard. Be patient. This is the best way to conduct your affairs. And then he says, don't be arrogant. He seals it all up. Don't be arrogant. Don't walk through the earth swelling your cheeks up at people like you all of that. Look at him. I got my Pradas on, or I got my Detroit hoodie. They don't have one. I'm all that. Don't do that. Allah, then he says, this arrogant boaster, don't walk through the earth like that. This means, you can't, there's no celebrity in Islam. In Islam, there's no celebrity. There's no, oh my God. I just met him. There's none of that in Islam. It's only like, hey, man, that's why I say people make dua for me, man. I don't want you to be like, oh my God, Omar Regan, no. I don't want that, man. It's scary, man. I want you to be like, man, alhamdulillah, may Allah have mercy on you and me. Period. Because there's no celebrity or no big eyes in Islam. Don't walk through the earth like that, you know. And then Allah says he specifically said he don't love any arrogant boaster. Verily, he don't love them. You be boasting, be careful. Allah don't like it. And the annoying of all voices is the voice of the donkey. That's what it sounds like. You just keep on. That's what it sounds like. The minute, yeah, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. It sounds like. It's annoying. That's the example that Allah gives us in the Quran. That's what it sounds like. So the minute you started being like, yeah, whoo, I'm Kobe, I'm this, I'm sweet, I'm this, I'm that. Listen what it sounds like. The example that we have in the Quran. It's annoying. It's annoying. You know, so please read Surah Al-Luqman. All you youngsters, read Surah Al-Luqman, man. It's been helping me. I'm still studying. It's a lot that I don't know, of course. And I'm just praying, but just in my experience in Hollywood and the works that I'm really focused on doing about telling our story, you know, I really want to do that. And I believe, alhamdulillah, it's going to work even in Hollywood. Because we have to make dua for them. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he made dua for the worst people, man. Abu Jahl, Umar ibn al-Khattab, you know, strengthen the ummah with these individuals because they were so mean and bad, you know, to Muslims. And he's like, man, if we could just have them on our side, shoot. And it's the same thing in Hollywood. You know what I mean? You got the Lil Waynes, the 50 Cents. They so skillful at what they do. But it's bad, you know, the image and the reminders that they're giving people, you know, to make them focus on so many other things except Allah. So we make dua for them. It's not a wrap because everybody that's still alive, they have an opportunity. You know what I mean? Everybody that's still living, we care about them. So, alhamdulillah, let's make dua for all of them, inshallah. And lastly, study this dua from Prophet Sulaiman. It's in Surah Al-Naml, because we have skills. And this dua from Prophet Sulaiman was that we had to be grateful. And then ربي أوزئني أن أشكر نعمتك التي أنعمت علي وعلى والدي وأن أعمل صالحا ترضاه وأدخلني برحمتك في عبادك الصالحين. He said, when he heard the ants speak, he was like, wow. He was reminded, he got scared.